Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Market Insights with Linux, and welcome to this new video in which I wanted to cover and do a full analysis right here on Coinbase, right? So we'll do a little bit of a fundamental analysis, and then I wanted to focus on the technicals because there's quite a lot we can talk about regarding the technicals, and it's very interesting the price action that we've seen in the last basically 2 weeks, which saw Coinbase make a surge in price of about 50%, which is obviously quite ridiculous. It's obviously a crypto stock. So in the crypto world, 50% is not necessarily, it's not necessarily something you don't see often. But it's still a major move, right? So we wanted to do a full update on that, both on the higher time frames, but also right here on the lower time frames. So that's what we're going to do. So let's get right into it. By the way, if you're interested in more crypto related stock updates, I try to cover it quite often. So it's mainly right now Coinbase and Circle, but obviously when Strategy, previously known as MicroStrategy, starts to do a little bit more, I'll do a video on that on that as well. And if you're interested in a Telegram channel in which I do daily financial market updates, consider joining the Telegram channel down in the description. It's 100% free, and there's nothing I wanted to sell you inside of that. But all right, so let's talk about Coinbase. So first of all, I mean, fundamentally, Coinbase has been doing very, very well. Of course, with the launch of Circle, a lot of attention has been brought fundamentally to these crypto companies. But outside of that, Coinbase has also done some amazing fundamental, I kind of want to call it development, but development in terms of their business and revenue. We'll have to see, of course, but ultimately right now it's doing very, very well, and especially that combination of what they're doing with their products and with their company, with the hype that we're also seeing for crypto related companies. The price has surged up to levels we have not seen since November 2021. All right, we reached the price level right here at $350, which in my opinion on the higher time frames is the most important level. That was around the highs 350, 340 that we reached right here in December 2024. But you can also see the last time we hit this general area in November 2021, 340, 345, 350 was also the main level. So for me, the main question right now is, can we actually get some sort of a breakout here? Which, if we would get that breakout, my first two price targets would be 400. Which is a psychological resistance level, but we also have a 1.618 fib there of this move, I think. And then afterwards 420. So 400, 420, that's my main price target. But it's the question whether we are going to be able to get there. But 420, by the way, that's the all-time high, right? I mean, you can see it right here, 420, 430. So let's say, but 420 also has a bit of a psychological meaning to it attached. So let's say that's a main price target. Whether we're going to be able to get there, yes or no, I think that's both a fundamental question and a technical question, right? And ultimately, then it boils down to the technicals, right? Because the fundamentals, the news, and the sentiment regarding these crypto stocks after having such a surge in price, but also leaving technical imbalances lower, as you can see right here, we basically have imbalances all the way down to 265. It's hard to say whether Coinbase is going to be strong enough to hold that, and I think fundamentally there's also certain things that are uncertain. I just saw some relevant news come in about some class action lawsuits regarding Strategy, so that might also push the prices down. But I think there's too much fundamental uncertainty for us to reasonably expect, also with the trade deals, tariffs, etc., for us to suspect we're going to go up to 400 and 420. I think it's more likely that so the main test is still going to be, can we hold 340, 350? I think short-term coin will be able to hold that. But ultimately, I think it's more likely that we will get somewhat of a pullback and at least into 320, 310, and that we'll see some stability there. I would say that's more likely if you take a look at the fundamentals and the technicals. But yeah, so those are my thoughts for now. And if we're able to hold 340, 350, for the next couple of days at least, so until next week, Wednesday, Thursday, that's probably my invalidation. Like, then I was probably wrong and we're going to go up higher. But that remains to be seen. We need to see that first, and then we'll talk about what's likely to happen next. But those are my thoughts for now. Consider subscribing if you're interested in more Coinbase updates. But that's it. Thank you for watching. Take care and bye.